Back home, Loid is passed out on the couch. Anya snuggles up next to him and hands him a letter when he wakes. It's about the next phase of the admissions process, which is a family interview, and the take is that both parents need to be there, leaving no exceptions. They both realize that they're cooked. In need of a wife for the Eden Academy interview, Loid gets Frankie to dress as a woman, but the result is, let's just say, picture Kevin Hart in a dress. Anya's face says it all, and Frankie complains about Loid's makeup skills. Loid, however, argues there's only so much you can do with Frankie's physique and height. Operation Strix leaves him no choice. He needs to find a real wife. Over at Berlin City Hall, a group of co-workers, led by the ever-gossipy Camilla, talks about a recent break-in where a thief supposedly looked through their drawers, but the conversation quickly shifts to Millie's short skirts and the creepy section chief's attention. After running out of what to say, the group of gossipers suddenly shift their gaze to Yor, a fellow co-worker, and point out how out of touch she is. Camilla suggests that with some makeup and a wardrobe upgrade, she could become a real head-turner. Yor, however, is perfectly fine with her current life, even as they point out she's 27 and still single. Camilla bitches further, warning that people are starting to report anything suspicious, like single women in their late 20s who've been taken in for questioning. She then invites Yor to a party, but only if she brings a partner, making jabs that she'll probably show up with no one, or worse, the office thief. That night, Yor gets a call from her overly protective brother, Yuri, who's worried she's still single. He mentions his potential promotion and suggests introducing her to someone before he's too busy to look after her. To dodge the offer, Yor lies, claiming she's already going to Camilla's party with a boyfriend. But now she's stuck in her lie, worrying that if Yuri finds out the truth, she'll lose his trust. The phone rings again, and Yor scrambles to pick it up, thinking it's Yuri calling back. This time, it's the shopkeeper with another job for the Thorn Princess. Turns out, Loid isn't the only one with a secret. On getting to the Royal Hotel, like a scene straight out of Assassination Classroom, she quickly takes out the guards with bladed precision. Inside the target room, Vice Minister Brennan and his entourage meet a bloody end. Yor is an assassin whose codename is Thorn Princess. She was taught the skills of her trade at a very young age and has done every dirty work her employer requested ever since. As she rinses off their blood from her body, she laments the destruction of her only decent dress. Bro just effortlessly took over 10 lives, and she's busy lamenting over a few loose threads? All this talk of needing a partner makes her think the only homemaking skill she's picked up is the art of, well, cleaning up. The next day, Frankie hands Loid a pile of files on unmarried women, straight out of Death Note levels of investigation. Loid, who's balancing Anya's school interview and his secret spy life like a low-budget light Yagami, hopes for a miracle. A woman who's cool with him being a single dad, refined enough for Eden Academy, and down to tie the knot within 48 hours. Frankie suggests finding someone desperate enough, but Loid knows that kind of chaos could blow up faster than a Naruto explosive tag. Loid and Anya hit up a tailor shop for some new clothes when Yor happens to walk in to fix her battle-worn dress. Loid recognizes her from her clean record from Frankie's file. It's almost too perfect, like spotting a rare Pokemon in the wild. Yor catches him staring and, flustered, asks why. Loid, fumbling like Shinji from Evangelion, blurts out he's admiring her beauty. Yor, who needs a date for Camilla's party, considers asking him out. But when Anya interrupts, she hesitates, imagining she'd be cut down by jealous wives like a demon slayer Hashira. Anya, reading her mind and finding out she's an assassin, decides that if she plays her cards well, she could end up with the coolest family ever, so she hits them with the classic lonely child without a mom play, pure clanad style. Yor asks Loid about his wife, and he, pulling out his best Lelouch tactics, tells her his wife died 2 years ago. She probably died because she forgot to thank Beyoncé for making her live. Feeling sorry for him, she asks him to be her date for her party, and he agrees, but only if she plays his wife for Anya's school interview, claiming it was his wife's dying wish. Impressed by his dedication, Yor agrees, and they plan to meet at the party. While shopping with Anya, Loid gets a secret mission through a fake coin from the cashier. Total Mission Impossible style. He finds out he has to recover stolen art and take down a smuggling ring at 6 p.m. on Saturday, which just so happens to be the same time as Yor's work party. He ropes Frankie into helping, but Frankie's as reluctant as Usopp in One Piece during any real danger, claiming he's not much of a fighter. Loid promises Frankie one of the stolen art pieces, which completely changes his mind. As they execute the mission, it's like John Wick meets Lupin III. Loid holds off a horde of enemies while Frankie sorts through the loot. Meanwhile, Yor's at the party solo, waiting for Loid. It's like that awkward moment at prom when your date still hasn't shown up. Her co-workers, already gossiping like the cast of Mean Girls, whisper about her imaginary boyfriend. Dominic, the nice guy at the party, feels bad for Yor, but Camilla's just stirring up trouble like she's the actual Camilla Cabello. As Yor's about to exit stage left, in walks Loid, looking like he just walked off the set of The Walking Dead with blood on his head. He apologizes for being late and, without missing a beat, introduces himself as Yor's husband. Loid explains his delay with a backstory involving a violent patient, which sounds like he borrowed a page from Grey's Anatomy. Shout out to the psychiatrist. Then, in a moment of pure anime absurdity, Camilla tries to humiliate Yor by tossing hot gratin at her. But Yor, just like Sanji-kun, effortlessly catches the dish with her feet like it's nothing, and this pisses Camilla off even more. Not one to give up, she brings up Yor's mysterious past, trying to imply she had a shady side gig. But Loid deflects like One Punch Man, swooping in with a heartfelt monologue about Yor's selflessness in raising her brother, making him sound like an actual hero in a Shonen Jump manga. Camilla's left speechless as Loid and Yor leave the party. As they leave, Loid immediately apologizes for referring to himself as her husband, as if he'd accidentally updated his relationship status on Facebook. But things quickly get wild when their car is attacked by the smuggling ring's leftover agents. Loid starts wondering if he's in some sort of bad video game where the NPCs just keep respawning. He suspects the art pieces might be tracked, but instead of calling tech support, he tells Yor they need to run, blaming his patients for having unresolved psychotic episodes. As they run, Loid knocks out 2 attackers, explaining he's using a concussive recovery method. Just as he's dealing with another goon, Yor steps in with a kick that could make Baki raise an eyebrow. She humbly apologizes for helping, saying she learned self-defense from her brother. Loid, more impressed, laughs as they both marvel at the beatdown she just delivered. As they make a break for it, Yor casually suggests they should get married, causing Loid to black out completely. She then explains how her single status is raising suspicions, and suggests they get married for both their benefit. Loid, always the man with a plan, agrees and says they should head to City Hall right away. He reaches for the diamond ring he acquired from the stolen goods, only to find a hole in his pocket. As more henchmen close in, he goes full action hero, tossing a grenade at them. Amid the explosion, he pulls the ring from the grenade pin and, because why not, uses it to propose to Yor, and of course, she agrees. Best proposal ever.